Before we dive in, I just want to take a moment to thank all of you for your incredible support. Thanks to you, the channel has recently been monetized and now the focus is on leveling up the content even more. Today we are talking about something a little different, the back to school season. If you notice the title, I call it a bit sus, and here's why it actually is. This is just my personal opinion, but I'm curious to see if any of you share the same gut feeling. So let's get into it. First thing to mention here is that this is a pretty small season, only going to last about 14 days. But when I look at the season, my feelings were like so many emotions. There were things which I would scream to the world, and there were things which I can't help but ask, what were they even thinking? Who made these decisions? These things are so dumb and questionable that I caught myself wishing that they had never made this season. Before deciding to cover the entire season in one video, I went back and forth a lot. Some aspect made me think, yeah, this is great, let's give it some praise, while other had me ready to rant. So in this video, I will break down all the major points and give you my honest thought on whether they are good or not. First up, we have got yet another burst of speed pack this season. Honestly, if they just stuck with the special event, I don't think anyone would care, especially with how worthless the car are in this burst of speed. Let's break it down. First car we have got is the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, basically just a Huracan 2.0. There is nothing here that really stands out to make this car a must-have. Its top speed is 360 km/h or like 224 mph, which puts it in middle of class B. Handling and drifting are average, and while the Nitro is 74 on paper, it feels pretty meh. Thankfully, the acceleration is quite strong at 87. In a rank-based multiplayer system, it sits in Gold 1 League alongside cars like the Vanda Electric Dendrobium, McLaren 570S, Porsche Carrera GT, Peugeot Onyx, Lamborghini Veneno, Nissan GTR 50 Italy designed, ATS Auto Melee GT, Zenvo TS RS, and Glickenhaus 007S. But in a rating-based multiplayer system, it doesn't bring anything new that the Huracan isn't already doing. It's far from the top of class B, sitting around like top 10 or so position, and honestly the Carrera GT might perform smoother, if not better than this car. Next up is the Ferrari F8 Challenge Divo, and this car has some issue. It's currently sitting in Platinum 4, but based on my experience, I would say it feels more like a Gold 2 car in a rank-based multiplayer system. Its top speed is 365 km/h or like 226 mph. But here's the thing, I think this car has fake acceleration. On paper it shows 82, but on the track it feels more like 78. I have noticed this issue several times, or maybe it is just me being a noob. Let me know if you have noticed the same issue or not. That being said, the handling and drifting are excellent, it's pretty agile car, and the Nitro sits at 76. So the stats are decent overall. I have got mine at 3 star, and in Platinum 4 it is surrounded by cars like Porsche 911 GT3 RS, Lamborghini Egoista, Citroën GT by Citroën, Chrysler ME412, Aston Martin Victor, Apollo Evo, Pagani Huayra BC, Lotus Avia, and Lamborghini SC18. In a rating-based multiplayer system, this car ranks around top 8 in Class B, against the competition like McLaren F1M, Volkswagen W12, and even the glitchy Lotus ER9. The 488 Challenge Evo may not shine as much. In Platinum 4, its main rivals are the Pagani Huayra BC and Aston Martin Victor, both of which have high top speed even if they don't accelerate damage faster. And don't forget, you will likely face Gold 1 car like 007S, making the competition even fiercer. Next up is another Ferrari, the F8 Tributo. It's a decent A-class car, but I understand why they are giving it away in this burst of speed. It's outdated, especially when it comes to top speed. Let's break it down. The top speed is 375 km/h or like 233 mph, and the acceleration is solid at 83 on paper. The car's real strength is its handling, which is still among the best, second only to the Senna with 94 stat. It drifts exceptionally well, and the Nitro at 69 is enough to get the job done. While the F8 Tributo isn't bad, it's definitely past its prime. It is still reliable in Classic and Ghost series, but let's talk about how it performs in a rank-based multiplayer system. It is sitting in Platinum 3 League, and here's the problem. In the same league, you have got cars like Ferrari SF90 XX Stradale, Lamborghini SC20, McLaren F1M, Gen T Echelon, Volkswagen W12, Pagani Huayra R, Lamborghini Revuelto, FV Frangimento Asfane, and Nissan GTR Neon Edition. Most of these cars, if not all, are faster than F8 Tributo by 2 to 10 mph. Even the underwhelming Nissan GTR Neon Edition is faster than this car. In a rating-based multiplayer system, despite its strong acceleration, the F8 may struggle to keep up with the competition. For a rating-based multiplayer system, it doesn't even crack the top 10 spot for Class A, sitting around 13th or 14th position. The takeaway here is that this car has been severely downgraded in the current meta, which is probably why they are tossing it away into this underwhelming burst of speed event. Next up is the Lamborghini SC20. If the F8 Tributo was struggling, the SC20 has also been dragged down into all this. Both cars are in the same class and sit next to each other in both rating and rank based multiplayer system, so there is no need to rehash that. Let's dive into the stat. The Lamborghini SC20 boasts a top speed of 385 km/h or like 239 mph and has an acceleration stat of 81, which is decent but not outstanding. Its handling and drifting are also solid and the nitro is at 69. Overall, it's a respectable car on its own, but it is likely to be outpaced by the competition, just like the F8 Tributo. Now this is where the things get pretty interesting. When we look at the buzzer speed for S-Class car, they are Bugatti Divo and Bugatti Centodieci. To highlight their performance, let's just discuss the stat for these two. Bugatti Divo manages to go at the speed of 411 km/h or like 255 mph. The acceleration stat is 85, which is strong to be honest. The handling is pretty nimble but the drifting is wide. And the nitro is 73. Moving on to Bugatti Centodieci, which goes around 418 km/h or like 259 mph. The acceleration is even better, 86 to be exact. The handling is pretty nimble and drifting is pretty stable, and the nitro is also better. Now this is where the problem lies. For S-Class car, they are a lot slower, and this is where the discrepancy in stat and utility of the packs can mean that whether you should go for these cars or not. No matter in which type of multiplayer system you look at them, the competition will somehow always manage to demolish them. Somehow the Bugatti Chiron is not available to use in MP1, but for sure that car would demolish these two alone. You need to hear about the rest of the competition in rank-based multiplayer system against these two. The cars are Saleen S7 Twin Turbo, Lamborghini Sian FKP, Torino Design Supersport, BXR Baby Blade GT1, Koenigsegg Jesko, Spark Owl, Rimac Navara, Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus, Deus Swayan, Koenigsegg Yamera, Bugatti Bolide, and Devil 16. All of this would lead to a situation like this. Now you can say that pairing is unfair, but I would suggest otherwise. We also have two new special events, one for Lamborghini Revuelto and one for Ferrari SF90 Stradale. Now both of these events are on common layout, like 7-8 or so stages, first half with mediocre rewards and second half with extremely good reward. The reward that they have featured with these two events are thumbs up in my opinion. The required cars are Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, Lamborghini SC18 and SC20, and alternative cars are Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spider, Lamborghini Centenario and Lamborghini Veneno for Revuelto event. Similarly, the required cars are Ferrari 599XX Evo, Ferrari Daytona SP3 and Ferrari 488 Challenge Evo. And alternative options are Ferrari J50, Ferrari LaFerrari and Ferrari FXXK for SF90 event. The Back to School event showcase is also giving tons of tokens. Now let's conclude everything and discuss as to how this season is a bit sus. Well, there are a few reasons for it. Now on. Gameloft has failed to deliver. I earlier thought that this season is unexpected or like to gap the time to launch next update and at the end of previous month. The cars that are in the burst of speed had already been announced by Gameloft previously, but community showed a severe rage for the selection made by Gameloft. So they had to change and still, they failed to deliver on the hype. Number 2. Pump and dump scheme. These burst of speed packs are not even 16% viable, like as if 1 out of 6 car is the one that you should not miss. Since the launch of ALU expansion, this is the third time that they have released the multi-pack and still, not a single pack was the one that I would recommend that you should dump everything on these packs. Except Revuelto, not a single car in this season is the one that sits at the top 5th spot in its class. They all have been pushed down in their classes. You can kinda point out the AMG GT Black Series Grand Prix, but I'm not talking about the boards of the classes here. That car is still horrible. This pump and dump scheme lead me to a number 3, which is exclusive but useless and the same reward that costs more. Now, even though the exclusivity of these cars are brought a little down, but it is not like they are giving away these cars for free. The price is still high for these cars and the utility is still low for the tokens to be spent on these. Overall, the Revuelto and SF90 event gets 8 out of 10 for me, while the burst of speed gets 1 out of 10, because it is just not needed. At the end, I would like to say that this season is pretty rewarding season, but the burst of speed kind of spoiled it all. It's not like the burst of speed, more like a burst of P. If they had released this season without the burst of speed, that would be a lot better. Now all of this got me into thinking that if the Mistral happened to be released in the next update, we might expect it to be extremely pay to win or just like this burst of speed, more of a pump and dump scheme. I have speculated the entire thing in this video right here.